Hey everybody, today I wanted to do a sort of Super Nintendo memories kind of video. I got the idea from Balnick 1982's video, SNES Memories. I wanted to do that, I don't know, I thought it was a cool thing to do, and I've always wanted to talk about like Super Nintendo because it was the very first system I ever had, and it's one of my favorite systems, if not favorite, so it's hard because I don't know if I would put it as my favorite system. Uh, but I almost want to just because of the nostalgia factor. So I'll talk about just briefly. First, I'll mention sort of how I got my Super Nintendo, and then I'm going to talk about Super Nintendo games that I have. So it's kind of a nostalgia video slash collection video. So it will be filed under sort of collection videos. Anyway, so this is my Super Nintendo. It's actually in pretty good shape. It has a dog sticker there that I put on it when I was a little kid. But whatever. Anyway, it has not yellowed like I know some people's Super Nintendos have. I'm wondering if that's maybe due to the fact that it's usually in like a suitcase, not exposed to sunlight. I don't know. But it looks good. Nonetheless, I got my Super Nintendo in 1993. I was really little, and I remember finding it in the closet in the front room. For no reason. It's weird. I didn't get it for my birthday or Christmas, so I don't actually know what the reason was that my parents got me one, and they don't really remember either. So if I so I have no idea why they were planning on giving it to me. I remember the box being so big, and it was probably like the same size as me, if not. Well, it was probably a little bigger, but or sorry, a little bit shorter. But it was huge to me. So I thought that was really cool. Because it just looks so amazing. Like, what is this? Like, it said, like, it's the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And I don't still have that box, which really makes me mad, because I know it's really cool, and I've seen them at, like, video game shops, and it makes me mad. I want to buy just the box. um, so, I remember the very first game that I put in was F-Zero. I hooked it up to the TV in my parents' bedroom, and that just happened to be the first game that was probably the first game I guess they bought me, because the Super Mario World came with it, and then I guess they bought me F-Zero at the same time. So that was the very first game I put in the system. I think I played both, but F-Zero for some reason, I remember that was the very first, like, I put the cartridge in and never looked back kind of thing. So I will talk about my collection now. But Super Nintendo has sort of, it just has so many memories for me, because I remember I used to bring it to my grandma's at Christmas, and then all my cousins would come over and we'd all play it. And I remember my cousin, he's 5 years older than me, so like when I was 10 he was 15, so I remember him being like better at certain games, that he would always like play Donkey Kong and try and beat that and stuff. Anyway, so I have, these are just random, like I'm just grabbing the games as I go. So we got Stunt Race FX. So I'll show you that. This I actually got at a pawn shop recently, but I bought it because it was huge. I had lots of memories from it when I was a little kid. It doesn't stand out as like an amazing game. I just remember it being really cool, and I really liked it. Jurassic Park. This game actually, sadly, is really annoying, and I actually just got this recently. It makes me mad because it has the potential to be better. I've heard the Genesis one is a little bit better just because, well, it's actually different, which I've never played. But I remember my best friend when I was a little kid had this, and I remember going to his house, and the music, it just always like, oh, I don't know, I remember it's very nostalgic when I hear it, and it's like, welcome to Jurassic Park, and it's like, doo 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 doo, and it's, I don't know, it was really cool, I remember it, and I loved Jurassic Park when I was a little kid too, so this game, I don't love this game, but I had to have it because I remember memories of it when I was a little kid. Mario Paint. This, I believe I do have the box somewhere still for this, because I remember it was big, kind of like Earthbound. Yeah, it's a good game. It, honestly, I have to say, like, as of just recently playing it, it is very young. So that's it kind of makes me mad, but when I was a little kid, I sure liked it, and I do have the mouse pad and the mouse still for this. But yeah, really good game. I remember thinking the part where you could make music was really cool. This game, actual Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Busts Loose. It's good, but it's not, like, that great. I remember my, mom's boyfriend gave it to me when I was a little kid. I don't even know where he got it, but, it's cool, I guess. I mean, I'm not a huge, like... I'm not huge into games that are made off, like, cartoons and stuff, because they, like The Simpsons, Super Nintendo, or something, 'cause usually not that good. This game's okay. So, yeah. Here is F-Zero. I don't have the box for this anymore. You know, who knows? Maybe it is in the basement. I don't know. But, yeah, this game's really good. It really is dated, though, so I don't really want to play it. But the music makes me excited because it was the first Super Nintendo game that I ever played. Next I've got, Claymates. Again, I got this at a pawn shop recently. But what I like about it is it was a game that I rented frequently, and, I just remember thinking it was so cool and very creepy. I like sort of games that have a weird, twisty, creepy vibe, just because I remember he was, like, the kid in this, I guess Clayton, he's, like, morphed or transformed into a ball of clay. And it's, like, really creepy. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's... If you played this, you probably go, what is she talking about? But I remember it being like, that would be so weird if that happened. Anyway, yeah. This game has no nostalgic memory. I just bought it because I'm an Alien fan, and it is pretty terrible. So, yeah. I did not have that when I was a little kid. I recently bought it. Donkey Kong Country. I had this when I was a little kid. I don't remember, though, like, the moment I played it for the first time, but I remember it consuming a lot of time. This game makes me so happy. It's still, to this day, one of my very favorite games. I do like the third one, I think, the best, but the second one's amazing, the first one's amazing. Yeah, it just... Wow, it blows my mind how good this game is, and it's still so good. It's better than the Wii version that they made, which is still a really good platform, but if you compare it, it's not as good. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country Original, one of the best platforms of all time. I sometimes argue that I like it better than Super Mario World, and I've just always liked it better than Mario, just because it was a little different. I find Mario to be, it's kind of repetitive and the same. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but the levels are very, like, oh, I don't know, it's like, oh, there's, like, a hill thing, and there's a pipe, and it sort of gets repetitive, versus this is, like, really wacky. It's a little bit different, so I like that. Next is Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which my friend Chris just gave me, which is exciting. I never had this when I was a little kid, but I rented it a lot. And it's so good for, like, a fighting game, which I'm not a huge fan of, but for some reason, this game was a big rental that I used to rent. I loved it so much, and I used to play it with my parents, and it just, I don't know, it has a lot of memories. Next random game, Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong... It's Double Trouble. So you got this. This I actually remember getting, which is really weird, because, I asked, and crap, I don't remember the exact one. I don't remember, I guess it would have been, did this come out in 96? I think so. Whatever. The year that this came out, which I believe was 96, I asked for the new Street Fighter game, and I think it was, like, Street Fighter, whatever. It's really drawn a blank. But that one, I asked for Christmas, and then when I got it, I actually didn't want it, which is really strange, because I don't know why I didn't keep it, but I'm glad, because I asked to get this instead, and I remember going to this video game store, it doesn't exist anymore, and going in the store and buying it, and this was, like, consuming my life. I remember this being so awesome, I can't even, it's just so good. The nostalgia factor is huge for me for this game, because I remember, like, certain bosses, the music, like, I'm hearing it right now in my head. It's so good. Yeah. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. I got this I've had for a long time. I had this when I was a kid, when the Super Nintendo was actually going. I think I got it used somewhere. But, this I remember, it's funny because, like, when you lose baby Mario in this game, he cries, and it's that really irritating, high-pitched sort of, it's awful. And I remember playing it, like, at my grandma's, and it was almost like, it's almost like my parents and my grandma got into it, because they were like, they didn't want me to die, so I didn't have to hear that horrible sound. But yeah, this drove my parents nuts. And it didn't bother me because I was like so into it. But if you're not playing it and all you hear is that baby Mario crying, I can imagine it being very irritating. But whatever. As a sequel to Super Mario World, it really is a sequel. It's not like, oh, it's better. It can't even be compared because you're Yoshi the whole game. But it is cool because the art's really cool in it, and yeah, it's a good game, but it's definitely not Super Mario World. So it almost made me mad that they called it Super Mario World 2. It should have just been like, it should have just been a Yoshi game. So whatever. Super Mario All-Stars. This I got right away as well. I don't remember if I actually got this with the system. I'm thinking actually now that I did. Geez, I can't remember. But I've had this as either like the third game I got or I got it with. It's so good. And I guess it's because, I mean, they're all the Nintendo games that they've sort of remastered onto the Super Nintendo, which I think is really cool. And I remember my very favorite one always being Super Mario Brothers 2, the American one. And it's weird because so many people hate that game, but I liked it because it was so refreshing. It was like, oh, it's so different. It wasn't like the other Mario games, because the first Mario game I ever played was Super Mario World, and it was so different from that. So I remember thinking, I don't know, I thought it was really cool. The enemies were cool, the things you had to do in the game were cool, the fact that you could pick up things, it was so different, so I loved it. And then the very original, like, Super Mario Brothers, it didn't stand out to me. Same with the Lost Levels, which I know is the original Super Mario Brothers 2, but Super Mario 3, I really liked a lot, too. I just remember, when I see Super Mario Brothers 2, like, the music, it really takes me back, because I remember actually sitting in this sort of area that my grandma had when I used to go to her house all the time, and I would play Super Mario Brothers 2, like, on this, and, we would go to Safeway, and I would buy those, like, sort of pack of 12, or whatever they are, of, like, little mini, like, powdered donuts, and I would just sit there and just eat all of them. My parents, I don't know why she let me do that, because that's so bad, to eat a whole, like, when you're, like, a little kid, to eat a whole casing of donuts by yourself, but whatever, she got me, would rent me stuff, but this one I actually had, and I remember playing the game, so the music kind of makes me think of, that. Super Mario World, what can I say? It's probably one of the best games of all time, and it's, like, just fantastic. It's, I guess nostalgic memory about this is the, sort of secret Yoshi world that you could get to, because I could never get to it, so my cousin would do it, and it was very exciting, to get there. It was honestly like, wow, it was like hitting the jackpot. When you're a little kid, these are the big moments. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. Got this at Blockbuster. Nice. Yeah, I got this a long time ago. This is from my childhood, but, I remember it's really good. I've recently been playing it a lot with my boyfriend, and it is blowing my mind even more than it used to, so I never really had a lot of memories with this. This game's terrible, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. The only reason I have it is because I was a Home Alone fan, and I kind of made my parents buy it. Pocky and Rocky, huge memories from this. I just remember it being so cool and different, and I used to actually, like, in class, sit and draw the characters and stuff, so if you want to try this out, it's cool, you just can't save, so it's kind of a disappointment. Of course, Earthbound, I've already talked about this enough. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game, and nothing but awesome memories. It just blew my mind when I was a little kid, and I actually did know what was going on. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, in my opinion, one of the best games ever. This game and Earthbound got me into RPGs. I remember actually going to rent this when it first came out with my grandma, and I remember just going, wow, this is so weird, because it was the Mario characters, but it was like RPG style, and it made me think of Earthbound, and very cool. And I believe that is it. That's my Super Nintendo collection. Again, I don't have, like, 150 Super Nintendo games, but it is an amazing system, and if you don't have one, you should get one, and I just have so many great memories. It's just such a phenomenal system. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Have a good one.